And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at the Pop-Tarts game. I was under the impression that the argument about Pop-Tarts was, do you eat them toasted or untoasted? I thought that's what it was. Apparently, there's this whole frozen Pop-Tart thing, which blew my mind because it so obviously makes sense, and I've never done it, but there's a box of Pop-Tarts in my freezer at home right now, and I will be attempting this tomorrow after I record this review, so you won't know if I like them, but just assume I did. Pop-Tarts, a staple of many people's breakfast. I don't eat them much myself. My kids love it. It's like a once-a-week treat that they get to have, and there's something about a Pop-Tart. I don't know what it is. Everyone likes them, and so a Pop-Tart game made by the folks who take IPs and turn them into fun games. Prospero Hall in their Funko Games. Looks like a Pop-Tarts box. Let's take a look. The goal of this game is to get 30 points. Each person's going to have a plate in front of them where you'll be plating cards that you have toasted your Pop-Tarts or eaten the frozen Pop-Tarts. On a player's turn, they're going to have a hand of 3 action cards, and you may play 0 to 3 of these action cards. There are 4 different action cards in a deck. You can change the line direction marker here. You can switch the ends of the Pop-Tart cards. You can swap 2 that are 2 spaces away from each other, or swap any 2 that are next to each other. So maybe I do this here and swap these 2 and play that. After you're done with that, you must take a Pop-Tart from the beginning of the line where the arrow is pointing. So I must take this one here, I put into the toaster. I then slide these 3 over, and this, which is in the middle of the 7-card line, I turn over a new one. So you may play the action cards, but you must take a Pop-Tart. If at any point in time you've Pop-Tarts in your plate that match one of these goal cards, you can take it. Although does that one match? It does. I have those 3 Pop-Tarts, so I'm going to get this. You can eat the Pop-Tarts. You can eat up to 4 Pop-Tarts on your turn, and if you eat them that match one of the gold cards, like this one needs this one to be heated and the strawberry one to be frozen. If you do that, you'll take the card, and you're just going to put all these cards in front of you. So you're collecting and eating Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts themselves are worth 1 to 3 points, and then these bonus cards are worth 5. And at the end of your turn, after you're done replacing Pop-Tarts out there, you can discard as many action cards as you want from your hand and draw back up to 3. And then it goes to the next person's turn. First person to get to 30 wins. I might have made the Pop-Tarts a little bigger on these cards, but I mean, I would have liked to have the Pop-Tarts closer to the actual size, but I get it. These are exactly how these Pop-Tarts look, and these are the current hot flavors of Pop-Tarts that are out there. I'd be curious, like, if maybe in a few years people won't recognize these, because some of these Pop-Tarts, particularly this one, hasn't been around forever, while the strawberry one, I mean, where is the strawberry one? It's somewhere in here. That one's been around longer, and of course, those are the 2 most popular ones. But they look good. This game is essentially a pile of cards. It has a little on your turn card that tells you exactly what you can do on your turn, which is very, very simple. And it's not hard. The rules are simply a fold-out sheet, and they're very easy to play. And everything, of course, fits in this little Pop-Tart box. Well, there you have it. Pop-Tarts, the game. This is a very simple game, and I think it's a good one for a very specific crowd of people who are going to go to the store and buy a Pop-Tarts game. Me and my family had fun playing this, and in that regard, I would say this is a good game as a family game. This reminds me very much of a game that I played years ago called Guillotine, in which people were lining up to get their heads chopped off, and you were an executioner, and you were collecting people. That's a fairly gruesome theme. The game itself wasn't gruesome, it was cartoony, but it's a gruesome theme. Collecting Pop-Tarts is a much more palatable thing in more ways than one. I want to play this game with real Pop-Tarts. That actually is a bad idea. But I love this concept of just pulling them out and then manipulating the cards and grabbing what you want. It's not complex. You're just looking at your cards going, ooh, I can get this card if I play this and move it here. And since you can play all 3 of your cards, you can usually come close to getting the Pop-Tart that you want. There's very low tactics in this game. It really is just a minuscule hair above of Uno in strategy-wise, but that it's there. And I like that it lets you manipulate things. And for kids, it's a stepping stone onto bigger and better games. My kids enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. The Pop-Tart theme certainly doesn't hurt. And this is the kind of game that I could see myself buying someone as a gift. If I know someone's a fan of Pop-Tarts, this is like an automatic thing. And it's a fast, quick game that they could learn without me being there. I like complex games for sure. Pop-Tarts, the game is at the very, very low end of what I want to play. But it's one that I could tolerably play with people. It's also fast and fun, and the theme works. So while not one that I would want to play all the time, and I also think that this ages 13 and plus on here is completely bogus. This is like a 7+ type game. It's that simple. Don't let that scare you off. I really wish I hadn't been there. It works, and it's that kind of family game you can have on the shelf. It's the kind of game you can give people as a Christmas gift. Certainly one to think about. Pop-Tarts, the game. Dice Tower Judgment, approved.